Welcome, welcome. If this video has found you, that means that you are in need of some recovery for your hamstrings and maybe even your lower back. And so this is an air element practice and it's a yin style yoga practice. So when we're doing a yin yoga class, you are trying to be very passive in all the positions. So that means then instead of trying to actively force the body into shapes where we elicit a change because we put so much tension and stretch through the muscle, there's elements of that, but mostly you're trying to be very passive and relaxed. You're trying to let gravity do a lot of the work. You're trying to take your nervous system control out of the muscle, which then stretches it. It's the same as like when you go to a doctor, maybe a physio, like you might struggle to lift your arm because when your nervous system asks the muscles to contract, it hurts, it causes pain in the area. But when the physio lifts your arm for you, it doesn't hurt as much, right? And that's part of the science behind how we do yin yoga stretching. So this is focused on hamstrings. Now, when we start to do things for the hamstrings, we need to sometimes be a little bit active, maybe in the spine and in the shoulders to put the hamstrings in a better position or put the hips in a better position to get a better stretch, okay? And then secondly, we're always gonna start with some breath work to get the body and the nervous system in the correct and appropriate state, I think is a good word to use, state to really get the most out of this kind of practice, okay? Let's begin. Let's get nice and comfortable. Close down the eyes, please. So with the eyes closed now, we just want to take a second to change brain states. And you know, that's a loaded term because I know what that kind of means to people. It can mean many different things, but in this context, what I want you to know is that when you decide to practice, you have to make a clear decision in your mind now that you're not trying to be productive, you're not trying to get things done, you're not trying to tick something off a to-do list. It's a very different mindset to the mindset which you go about your normal day-to-day existence, okay? It's a time now where we reverse engineer, right? So we understand how the mind works. Your subconscious takes over a lot of the bodily functions, and that allows the conscious mind to be thinking and strategizing and planning, okay? We reverse that. We make our conscious brain very, very aware of our body. So become very aware of the body now, please. Don't try to change it. Just become aware. Become aware of the feeling of the points of contact with the ground. Become aware of the shape of the legs, please, and the shape of the midsection and the torso. Become aware of the shoulders and the arms, and get a good sense of the position of your neck and your head, please. So it's not that you need to change anything specifically. Like your body was there the whole time, you just weren't thinking about it. And now that you start to think about it, you can start to notice, oh, the right side feels a little different to the left potentially, or the back of my ears feel funny today. It's something that was my experience earlier today. The rib cage feels a little funny on my right side when I breathe. I don't know what it is, but you can notice loads of things that were being handled by the subconscious. And we bring them to your conscious attention now. You know, as you sit there, as you become very aware of your body, can you notice your breath, please? Again, don't try to change it. Just become aware of where you feel it today. Maybe it's more in the stomach, maybe it's more in the rib cage and chest. Maybe you're feeling it high up into the neck and shoulders. No right or wrong, just feel it. Now begin to gradually increase your depth of breath. Not by a lot, just a little, please. Almost each cycle of breath getting a little deeper, a little fuller, please. Each inhale filling up the stomach a little more. Each inhale, filling up the rib cage more, filling up the entire torso. Then take a deep breath in through the nose, please. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Keep the eyes closed for a second. So, without allowing yourself to need to believe in all of the spiritual process, without needing to believe in the philosophy and the ideology of yoga, right? Because in yogic science, the breath is something more than just something mechanical. It's not just the lungs are opening and closing. It's not just oxygen coming into the blood, right? We can get to that later. We can talk about prana and energy systems and nadis. We can talk about all of the different yogic science, okay? But just from a pure strength conditioning, Western science, just from a pure physical manipulation, right, of your body, the slow, deep breathing puts the body in a really relaxed state. So think about that. It is the opposite to a stress stimulus, okay? But stretch is a form of stretch stimuli. I don't know which way around is the right way to use that word. Your body literally tells you that the muscles are stretching too far because you get the feeling of stretch. The muscle spindles, they feel mechanical tension. As the muscle gets longer and longer and longer, then it tells you, hey, stop stretching more. And so that is a stress response, okay? And it makes your body feel stressed with good reason. You need to protect your joints, okay? So then if we feel that stress response, and then we can take long, slow, deep breaths, we're rewiring our nervous system on how to react to a stress stimuli. I'll look it up after. I'll ask ChatGPT later, which is the right way around to say it. So take away all of the spiritual philosophy, take away all of the yogic science, which is yet to be regularly replicated in Western science, okay? Take away all of that, take away all the philosophy, all of the wishy-washy, voodoo nonsense that fucking yoga teachers speak, right? Just from a pure strength conditioning point of view, when you feel the stretch response in the muscles, if you can teach your body and nervous system to breathe slower and deeper, we elicit a real response in the muscles to relax. That's real science. So as we're doing this practice now, I want you to really focus on slowing the breath down. We're going to do Nadi Shuddhan right now, okay? So alternating nostril breath is going to help with this. It's going to help calm your nervous system, help calm, or give you a sense for how to calm your breath. So you're going to cover up the right nostril here with the right thumb. Next inhale comes through the left side. Inhale. We're going to go for a count of 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold in the center. 2, 3, 4. Exhale on the right side nostril. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale on the right side. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Cover up the nostrils. 2, 3, 4. Exhale on the left side. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. We're going to inhale for 5. Inhale on the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale on the right side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale on the right side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale on the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale on the left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Oh, hold the breath, sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale right side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale left side nostril. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Release. Let the breath return to normal now. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. Okay, gently open up the eyes here. So this physical part of the practice now is going to be focused mostly on hamstrings and the lower back. So you don't need any of the bolsters and cushions, right? I've done yin yoga for the longest time just without anything, and I probably think that overall you should use nothing, but they are great help. And I want to make sure that anyone who's watching these videos can do it enough if they want, and anyone who does have some cushions or some things to put on the legs, they can do it as well, right? So we're going to come to a really, really relaxed folded position first. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this cushion underneath my glutes. I'm going to put something under my knees if I can. It can be a hoodie or a blanket. So my knees are elevated, and this gets rid of the hamstring stretch response for a second and allows the back to be rounded, okay? Now, allow your body just to sink forward and fold here. Now, let's say you don't have a bolster or a cushion. You can just be like this here, holding onto the backs of the hamstrings and letting your spine round. When we shorten the hamstrings like this, it stops them dictating how much the spine can round, okay? And that allows us to just focus on the lower back for a second. So whichever variation you choose, allow your body just to be really comfortably settled. You want to feel some level of stretch in the lower back, some level of stretch in the hamstrings a little potentially. And you want to stay there. And you do want to keep the body mostly still. And this is important in yoga. You do need to learn how to get rid of the part of your mind that is like, okay, what's next? How do I make this stronger? How do I make this better? How do I get better? Instead of the yin style practice and this air element practice, the air element that I want you to meditate on is very passive. It has to go with the flow of changing winds. And it's not to say that it cannot be powerful and it cannot be dangerous, but it's a type of practice where I want you to almost go with the flow of your body on the day. So listen and feel. Keep that meditative state where you can feel the mat beneath you. You can feel your clothes on the skin. You can feel the stretch response. You can feel the muscles speaking to you. They're telling you, we can go further, or this is too much today. And listen to them. Like we're learning the language of your body. And like I said at the start of the class, the subconscious takes over so much of your bodily experience that you as the conscious thing, right? You know, the you with inverted commas. You know, you as the thing behind your ears and behind the eyes, I guess. You almost have to build a relationship with the body because the subconscious handles it so much that you almost don't know what it feels like to stretch. You don't know you don't understand the language and the intuitions of the body. And this practice is beautiful for allowing you to feel that. Okay, from here, you're going to slowly start to lift up. I want you to bring the hands behind the body here, pull the shoulder blades back and down, and lift the chest up. So a little bit active here, so not totally passive. So active in the shoulders, lift the chest up. Breathe in a way that your stomach moves up and down. So I'm not worried about trying to squeeze my abs here. I'm not worried about trying to look sexy on camera. I want the stomach to move up and down here. And take one more deep breath here. And then exhale. So we're going to come into a seated forward fold now. Okay, now the yin style. Now, when you do other yoga sessions with me, you're going to see I'm going to ask you to lock your legs tight, squeeze your quads, extend through the spine, move forward with purpose. And that's not what I want here. I want relaxed legs. I want maybe even as well as you just kind of fold forward here. So this might be right for you. Okay, just like this. Maybe you don't have any cushion, you just rest your hands like this here. You could be here like this on a cushion, supporting your head and neck. You could be reaching forward onto the bolster like this. You see, like I'm not going for the most perfect, but I can feel my hamstrings, and especially today after yesterday's leg session, I can feel the hamstrings telling me they're tight. You could even elevate the hips. It's such a simple way to get a better hamstring stretch as well. Elevate the hips and then allow yourself to just sink forward. There's no right or wrong with this. Passively looking for shapes. And then we stay there and we breathe. You know, yin as well, it's not very sexy. It's not very exciting. There aren't many different poses and transitions. You know, I can't flex my skills as a yoga teacher to engage your brain. And some people told me that it's boring. And I remember another yoga teacher saying to me, like, she couldn't think of anything worse than like just staying still in these passive postures. And I get it. Because I love vinyasa, I love capoeira, I love martial arts, I love moving with flow and dynamism and energy and jumping from my hands to my feet and jumping and landing on my head, jumping into backflips. I love it. But it's not to take away from this. Like, this is very special. It's like, can you let go of all of that striving? Can you let go of that part of your brain that's like, we're not being efficient right now? Because I understand it, I get it. There's a part of everyone's brain, even in yoga, that's like, I need to know the most efficient way to get the best physical stretch here. You know, I need to maximize my time. And it's that very mindset which is antithetical, is opposite to this style of practice. Because if you stay there and watch, like, so at the beginning, as I was getting into this pose, I could feel my hamstrings pulling, telling me that it's going too far, okay? And then as you stay there, and as you breathe, and as you try to understand the hamstrings, rather than just force them to move, try to understand where they're feeling tight, how they're feeling tight, how your hips move, how your lower back moves, how the stretch sensation changes as you breathe. As you breathe deeper and deeper, it becomes easier and easier. Okay, slowly start to lift up from here. Nice, okay. What we're going to do next, we're going to start to bring the hands behind the body. You can stay on the cushion if you want. Okay, bring the feet in slightly. Again, pull the shoulder blades back and down. Extend through the spine here. Again, deep breath. So we're counteracting the forward folding with a little bit of back extension. Really simple way, strength conditioning ways to do opposing muscles to superset forward folding with back extension, right? It's just like training agonist and antagonist muscles in the gym. It's a brilliant way to build flexibility. If you understand how the body works and you understand how opposing forces work in the body, you know, flexibility is easy. It's all the yoga philosophy shit that's hard. It's controlling the mind and the breath, which is the tough thing. Okay, from here, we're going to stay in this back extended position here with our hands on the ground. We're going to bring the feet together. Let the knees fall out wide into that butterfly pose. It's not quite reclined butterfly where you're laying back, but the hands are down and knees go wide. I really like this on a cushion. So if you can elevate your hips, I think that's the best way to do this. But this can also be done on the ground. So this can be done in this position here, and that's just as good, right? And the main thing is not to force the knees open, it's to extend the lower back. That extending of your lower back pushes the pelvis into a position where the hips will naturally have to open a little bit more. So if you keep your focus here, engaging here a little bit, that's going to help the knees be passive. I know it's confusing because I asked to be passive in these positions, but a little bit of engagement here allows the adductor to be passive. I know. Yoga is confusing. Well, it's not. People like to make it confusing because then you become reliant on them and their programs and their teaching. That's not like they hide information from you, but it's very simple. Good. From here, I want you to slowly start to shift your weight forward, please. Now, actually, I like to do this next position with my glutes on the ground because I think it's just a better stretching sensation, okay? You can do this with your arms. So you can literally just be like this. Hold on to your ankles, push the knees out wide a little bit with your elbows here, okay? You can do this with a bolster, a cushion, a blanket, a duvet, whatever. Bang that on top of the knees like this. And just let the weight of your upper body push the knees out wide. Can you see that as I put weight on this, that pushes the knee down slightly? And I'm not putting a lot of weight. If I really wanted to push hard, almost like gymnastic style flexibility, you see those old school videos where they're pushing the legs down? You know, that can be good as well, but if you're by yourself, just take it easy, brother. What's the rush, right? Inhale and exhale. The scary thing about flexibility is that it's not really real. And I say that honestly with a pinch of salt because obviously you can snap your muscles if you stretch too far. But if you understand how the muscles send signals to the brain, the feeling of stretch is your muscles telling you that they're concerned. Not that they can't go further, is that they're concerned. It's the muscle spindles telling your body that the level of stretch moving through the muscle belly right now is too much, okay? So yes, if you push it too far, they'll snap. Or the muscle spindles won't even let you. They'll kind of like shoot you out sometimes, right? But if you can stay within that range, like I can feel the biting, but I can feel there's some stretch there. And the longer I stay there, basically, you're teaching the muscle spindles that like, oh, you're almost giving them information. They're like scared, they're fear mongering, they've been traumatized, right? Maybe you did fall and injure yourself before, and if that is the case, your nervous system is traumatized. It never trusts you again. You almost have to build trust. It's like, oh, when you feel the stretch response, instead of moving out of it straight away, you stay there and you breathe. And the more you breathe there, the nervous system learns, the muscle spindles learn. They're like, oh, we're actually okay. We were setting the alarm off for no reason. And that's the scary thing about a lot of this, is that as you practice yoga, you realize, like, given enough patience and time, it's like a lot of the things that feel so real in the beginning, they're kind of illusions of a scared nervous system. A scared nervous system which is trying to survive. And that extends to your anxieties, your stresses, your worries, your fears. It really does. But maybe that's far too philosophical for a stretching class. Okay, slowly start to lift up here. Bring the cushion off if you're using one. Oh, bring the legs in. Oh, that's tight on my legs today. Okay, right, so we've got the hips open slightly. We're gonna, first of all, start to bring the legs together with our hands this time. Hug them in nice and tight. Let your adductors rest and let them stop being stretched for a second. Then let the chin tuck in, let your forehead come forward. Just 2 more postures today. Let's keep it nice and simple. Something that you can use this video multiple times as and when you need to do a hamstring stretch or a hamstring recovery day. Maybe after a deep RDL deadlift session. I know a lot of you girls are smashing the legs multiple times per week. Okay, so my hamstrings are pretty tight today, I can feel. So if you're not using any equipment, just like this. This is great. Now, one thing to pay attention to is I can get a lot further. Look how much further I can put my hands without really changing the angle here. And this angle changing, my torso moving forward, is where the stretch happens, okay? So let's say I extend my back, so a little bit active in the spine, and I walk my hands here, okay? I can actually still get loads of stretch by doing this. My hands haven't moved any further. But what I see all the time is people associating hands getting further here, even though nothing's changing here. So hands are getting further and further and further, but I'm not eliciting any mechanical tension through the hamstring or the adductor. And that's really important. Okay, so this is enough. Stay here if you want. This is enough. Stay here if you want. Maybe that's too much. Maybe you need to be like here, like this. That's also fine. For years, I was like this, honestly. Okay, if you do have a cushion or if you do want to sit on a bolster or a block, this is great. So simple way, this elevates the hips, puts the hips in a really, really great position now to fold forward. A lot easier. So especially with my left hamstring, well, I know why my left hamstring. My left hamstring hurts because I've got an injury on my right glute, and now every kick that I'm throwing in Muay Thai or in Capoeira, I'm just using my right leg, and my left leg is doing all the balancing. So that's not good. Don't do that. Don't follow my example there. I should really stop training for a little while, rehab the injury properly, but that's not fun, is it? So when you get here, let's soften as much as we can. Notice when you're starting to hold the legs tight. Notice when you're starting to hold the shoulders tight. And it's such a beautiful exercise that you can do within Yin. It's just to be aware, man. Like, notice you've come here to relax and to stretch, but you're holding your shoulders tight like you're about to go into an MMA fight. Yeah? You've come here to relax your spine and hamstrings, but you're holding your abs so tight as if someone's about to punch you in the stomach. Now notice we hold so much tension in our body without even realize. So where do you hold it? Is it around your jaw, man? Is it around the ears? Is it around the neck? Is it around the forearms? Are you gripping your hands tight you didn't even realize? Are you holding your toes tight for some reason? Why are you holding your toes tight for, bro? Right? So yin is beautiful in that regards. It's not sexy, it's not exciting. I'm not going to get you to jump from crow into your chaturanga and then fly up into a handstand. It's not sexy like that, but it's significant. It's just like anything. You want to learn about your partner, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife. Like, you want to learn about your kids, you got to spend time with them. And patiently spend time with them as well. And it's no different with your body. And just like our loved ones, when they do our head in, the best thing to do is take a deep breath. Don't react straight away. It's the same thing with our body. It doesn't act in a way that you want it to act. Take a breath. Ease yourself in. Build a relationship like it's someone that you care about, man. Okay, slowly start to lift up from here. Oh, that left hamstring. It's very tight on me today. Okay, we want to finish off with a little bit of back extension to counteract a lot of the forward folding we've been doing. I'm actually just going to face this way, it'll be easier. So multiple ways to set this up. You can do this with nothing, honestly, right? So from here, we want the hips to open. Okay, I would like them to anyways, okay? From here, pull the shoulder blades back and down, lift up. You can take that first posture that we took a moment ago, okay? Not the first posture, sorry. One of the back extension movements we took a second ago. Can you see when I fumbled and the brain just starts to panic like, oh, you're a terrible teacher. Everyone's going to know that you're talking nonsense. Okay, right. You can do this on the forearms too. This is also great. Brilliant ways for you to get a little bit of back extension and a little bit of opening up the hips, okay? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this bolster up the length of my spine, like so. Oh, and let my head fall back on here. As I let my knees fall out to the side. So, what we've got going on here, you've got a little bit of back extension here. You shouldn't have this in a way that makes your back get tighter and tighter and tighter as you're holding it here, okay? It should feel like maybe it's a little tight when you first get in, but you're supported. And that's a good sign for you, like in these positions. If you're holding a position and your body's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, that's normally a sign that you're pushing the body too far. And that's not appropriate training. That's not being strong, that's just being dumb and lazy, right? You're not gaining anything from pushing yourself too hard. You're actually limiting your training over time. Okay, so we need to find the right level that's appropriate for you, okay? Maybe that's too much of a back extension. We can also put another cushion on top of it like so. And then let my head come up and you see there's a little bit less back extension. Oh my God, that is heavenly comfortable. You know, I've actually taught this to my students so many times, but I've very rarely done it myself. And wow, that is pretty, because at this point in the class, I'd be going around, I'd be walking around and I'd be adjusting people, helping them get comfortable. And then I go sit on my boring cushion by myself and make sure everyone's all right. But this is heavenly. Okay. Now, pay attention to your adductors, these muscles on the inside of your legs here. It can be a long time that they're stretching for. And unfortunately, on most people, they're tight and weak because we just don't do enough work for our adductors. We don't, unfortunately. There's 1,000 exercises for our quads, 1,000 exercises for our glutes and our hamstrings and our calves. Adductors, how many exercises really have you ever done for your adductor? Hardly any, okay? So unfortunately, on most people, they're weak and tight. So they might be able to get flexible, but they might just generally just run out of energy to hold the position for that long. And that's fine. If that does happen, bring the legs in for a second, send them out. And this is also great to get a little bit of back extension. And then just come back in when you're ready. Last thing on this, and I'm going to stop talking. What you want to do here is breathe really deep into your stomach. Now, I know within a yin style class, you should probably have very relaxed breath. I get it. And I understand why teachers would say that, because we don't want to be like, okay? They'll be ramping up the nervous system. But I think it's just such a good opportunity. It's very rare we have our hips open like this. It's very rare we have our back supported like this. It's very rare that this area in our lower abdomen isn't being compressed from sitting down and wearing tight clothes, wearing jeans with belts, right? So it's a brilliant opportunity now to breathe and send your belly button up and down. And those of you who want to as well, a little bit of external rotation at the shoulders here just goes along really nicely with back extension. So let the arms fall out if you want. And what I do when I feel that, I can feel like a beautiful stretch across my chest. Wow, I really need to do this more. It's very nice. So look, hopefully this feels good. There shouldn't ever be an advertisement playing on my YouTube, because I'm going to set it up. The last thing I want is you doing a fucking yoga class and then an advertisement popping up at the end, at the beginning, halfway through. So I've got it set to there should never be ads on there, okay? That means if you don't have your autoplay on, I can leave you here for as long as you want as I end the video. And so I want you to try to stay in this position for as long as feels comfortable for you. You can straighten out the legs if you have to, if it's really too much for you to handle. You can bring the arms into a more comfortable position for you as well. But stay here and breathe. And just quietly watch your experience. What I mean by that is, like, watch. Listen. Listen to the sounds in your environment. Listen to the little rumbles and swells that move through the body. Feel the body in its entirety. Like, get to know yourself. And really get to know the real you, man. Like, not the you that your mum thinks you are, not the you that your dad thinks you are, not the version of yourself that your friends see you as, not your responsibilities, not your to-do list, not your co-workers, and not your achievements. Those are parts of you. They're parts of the ego, right? Get to know the person here. How does he or she think? How does he or she feel? What are you? What are you at your deepest core, aside from your accomplishments and aside from your to-do list and the things that you produce and your productivity? What are you? You can only find out if you spend time here. I hope you like what you get to find.